Conservation districts throughout the Great Plains install 6-foot wide woven weed control fabric as part of their conservation services they offer. This video shows how to best use the leftover fabric rolls and generate additional income. Partial rolls clutter up the storage area and slow the fabric installation process due to the extra time and effort needed to transport and change out rolls. Some vendors use knives or scissors to cut leftover fabric into 3-foot squares. This leaves frayed edges, and research has shown that squares need to be 6 foot to be effective. The following short video illustrates how to make effective 6-foot square mats without frayed edges. This process can be completed on rainy days and generate additional revenue for conservation districts. Here is the fabric cutting jig ready to operate. The scrap board marked with the X is the backer board for cutting the fabric opening. The jig is built so as you pull enough fabric out to reach the floor, the X for the opening is in the right spot every time. Three and a half feet of fabric is pulled through the jig until it reaches the floor. The branding iron is used to sear an X. The narrow stick clamped to the sawhorse measures a 6-foot square. The cutting guide is lowered into place and the branding iron is used to cut the fabric. When complete, you have one 6-foot square weed control mat with no frayed edges, ready for folding and sale. The jig can be made from scrap parts laying around most shops. Only the branding iron will need to be purchased for about $150. 2 1x2s on edge, 7 foot long and spaced 1 1/4 inches apart, guide the cutting iron. Tapered brackets ensure the cutting guide quickly lines up in the proper place every time. A 2-inch cup magnet and a scrap metal bracket lock the cutting guide in place, but allow for a quick and easy release. Scrap metal, used hinges, springs, and bungee cords support the guide once the cup magnet has been released, allowing fabric to be pulled easily through the jig. The jig is attached to sawhorses with a 6-inch C-clamp. The cutting board, shown here with the cutting guide open, is nothing more than a scrap 1x4, screwed onto the top edges of 2 7-foot long 2x4s. The 2x4s keep the base flat and rigid. A 1.5-inch pipe, 8 foot long, is used to support the fabric roll. Screws hold the pipe in place while allowing quick pipe removal to add the next partial fabric roll. The pipe and fabric roll are supported on the same sawhorses as the jig. The brass cutting edge of the electric knife is 1 inch wide and 6 inches long. It was developed originally to cut plastic netting off big round bales. It should be available from branding iron manufacturers. Start to finish, it takes less than a minute to make a 6-foot fabric square with a seared opening in the middle. The first time the jig and electric knife were used, they produced 200 squares with no frays and no need to recut a single piece.